Yes, so we have to come out of the desperate celebrations that we have been doing recent years. You find out that people are celebrating a new year and then they don't think about what is coming. Yes, you find out that someone is wasting money, is doing this, is doing that. Other people have indulged in unworthy behaviors. They forget that there is tomorrow. So I want just to remind us that a new year, it's not only celebration, but there's more. There's more when it comes to a new year. I want to give you significance of a new year. First one, a new year is a significance of passing time, or rather, a new year signifies passing time. Yes, so we will never have an experience of what we experienced in 2025. That is, we will never have another year called 2025. 2025 has passed. That was a season. Yes, it's a season that passed. Yes, so the other significance, number two, it's that it's an opportunity. A new year is significant because it is an opportunity to redefine your priorities. There are things that you should prioritize in your life. When we're talking about prioritizing, you find out that many people are misusing the resources that they have in the things that are not their priorities. Now, for example, you are you are a student, you are studying in school, and then instead of prioritizing in what promotes your education, you begin to work towards something that does not impact your education. I believe you understand me. You are in this certain area and you don't prioritize the things that facilitate the move of your purposes, like you take in another way. So this year, or in crossing to 2026, it should be a place of redefining your priorities in finances. Every area of your life, you should prioritize in your mind, prioritize what to place in your mind, prioritize of what to place in your relationships, in your spiritual life, in your health, in your education. Prioritize. So you have to think about 2026. What are the things that we have to prioritize? The third thing is, it is an opportunity to redefine. So if we're talking about it means that this is something that was done before, so we are doing it again. That's why I'm saying that redefining your priorities, redefining your purpose. So now a new year is a place where you have to redefine your purpose. You've got purposes in your life. Many people are just living anyhowly. They don't have purpose to accomplish in this year. For example, if we say that the last year it was behold a new move, I believe you had a purpose, because God cannot come to impact vacuum. So you need to understand that God comes to impact purpose. Yes. So redefining your purpose, you have to redefine your purpose, know where you are going to do this and that. Redefining your purpose, knowing what to do, knowing who you are, knowing where you are going, knowing where you are moving from and where you are going to, knowing what is needed for your purpose. That's redefining your purpose. Purpose has got many aspects to check on, so you have to look into that and then correct your purpose and walk straightly to your purpose. There are two ways. I want to just give an example of reckless life that people are used to live. You find out that there is a person, he wants to go into the way of doctor, he wants to go into the way of a pastor, or of an apostle. A doctor and an apostle. I mean the doctor, medical doctor, and an apostle. Okay. So this person, has not understood their purpose. They have not understood their purpose. They want to be apostles, full-time apostle. They want to be doctor, medical doctor. So when these people are trying to reorganize their life, you find out that one side ina attract sana na ile ingine inazimwa sana. So you will find out that huyu mtu ata struggle sana because atakuwa na try hii, anafika mahali anapata this one is not working. They reach somewhere, they find out that doctorate is not working, so they come back to a place of making decision. They try to think and then they start the way of an apostle. They reach somewhere, challenges come, they just say, my God, I should not continue. So when they reach there, they go back again. So if you have got two purposes that are playing in your life, you find out that you are referring back to the sender. So have one purpose. Yes, and I believe I've been expressing my view on what purpose is. If you want to know about this earphone, you will not go to Dan who has it now. If you want to know more about this earphone, you will go to the person that made this one. If you want to realize, or if you want to know what your purpose is, you have to go to the maker, and that is God who made you, and ask him, what purpose have you placed in me to accomplish? So don't struggle much with the purpose, just go to the manufacturer. Amen. You remember you are a product of God. So God made you. He knew you. God knew us even before we were formed in our mother's womb. So I want just to remind us that a new year is a place of redefining your priorities. Then the next thing, it's an opportunity to re-establish worthwhile goals. So a new year, it's a place where we need to redefine or re-establish. They were established, yes, but we have to do a re-establish of worthwhile goals. You realize that when we are walking from one level of life, we continue to improve. So if you are not improving in your life, maybe there's a problem somewhere. You find out that now you could, for example, I want to give you something here. An example, when you were in nursery class, you could write things in inverted C. You could write a U that looked that side. You could write a high that is slanted. But as time went by, you improved on your handwriting. I don't know whether you have improved on it, but I believe you continue to improve on what you do. So what am I trying to say here? A new year is a place where you have to reestablish worthwhile goals. You find out that this one didn't work, but this one can work now, as per my experience that I have experienced. So you need to reorganize your life and establish worthwhile goals. Things that bring goals. Things that bring not goals. Things that bring forth fruits, and things that doesn't bring fruits. So you have to cut them off and apply what shall bring forth fruits. Yes, it is an opportunity to bury the past and move into a new future. I repeat again, it's an opportunity. A new year is significant because it's an opportunity to bury the past and move into a new future. So between 2025 and 2026 year, that in between there is a transition to a new season. So a new season is a place where you bury your past, and then you move on with the new season. Many people don't move forward because they are hooked. Something is pulling them back. They try to move forward, but something is pulling them back. I want to tell you something about Israelites. Israelites have been saved from the land of Egypt, and they are going to Canaan. And these men have got one challenge. The children of Israel have got a challenge here. They want to move from the land of Egypt to Canaan, but there was a challenge in their minds. much of restriction happens here in the mind when you hook Egypt in your mind. One thing about the devil, he likes introducing laws in your mind. When a law binds you, you can only be saved by law. Okay, you will understand that. Because God wanted to save us from the law of sin and death, He introduced a law of life. That is the law of grace, where He brought about grace by giving Jesus to die for us. So Israelites could not move into promised land. Even many of them died in the wilderness because these men had something in their mind. In the book of Numbers 13 and 14, when you read there, you find out that they are trying to say that we want to seek for a captain who will take us back into the land of Egypt. So these men had Egypt in their minds. While they experienced a challenge, they thought of Egypt. When you experience challenges, what is your thought? Do you think moving forward? When you think back, when you think your past, you will never move forward. That's why God looked at the children of Israel in a certain camp, and He said unto them, you have dwelled here for long. You have to break out of the camp and go forward. So don't remain in your past. The past of 2025 has passed. Now it is 2026. You have to plan your life very well and understand that the past can bind you. The past can restrict you when it comes to a new year. I believe that which happened in the past, it has got no impact in this present life, but you can take it in a positive way. There are challenges that you met and you never had solutions to them. So you have to think about what happened last year and know how to strategize well to achieve in your life. Yes, I believe there we are good. So it's an opportunity to bury the past and move into a new future. Amen. Yes, I believe that you have understood what a new year means. So when you hear about a new year, don't think about celebrating when it comes to date 31st. You find out that many people have committed adultery, sexual immorality everywhere. They say like, I'm going to enter into this year with this. When you enter with your past in the new year, it's heartening. It pulls you back. You can't move forward. But when you move on with the mindset of I'm entering into a new season, come on, I tell you, everything is all right. Amen. So many people have been wasting their lives celebrating with unworthy celebrations. This is the time that you have to redefine your future. This is a time that we have to redefine who we are and move on in life. Yes, so